Here is one thing that you should stop doing today. Do you know what that is?
What?
Okay.
I don't know. What do you
Okay.
think it is?
It's to stop resisting change.
Boom.
What are some things that people need to embrace or adapt or accept in order to stop resisting change?
Well, I think one of the biggest opportunities for us is to embrace the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I think we think we're in control of more than we're actually in control of. The whole idea of us not being in control is we cannot predict what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that recognition that I'm not in control of everything around me, I'm not in control of the outcome of things, there's a part of that I think scares people. But it's the truth that all of us have.
Yeah.
Here's what's funny is I think my answer to your question almost is like not the inverse of that, but it seems so different. Mine is people don't change because they won't accept reality. Why do they resist change? Because it requires them to accept reality as it is. And I think a lot of people are resistant to just accepting, this is my current situation. This is the state of these current relationships. This is the state of my own capacity right now. And so that resistance to change, the accepting of reality means instead of saying, I wish you would change, and I wish you would change, and I wish she would change, and then I could stay the same, it's the accepting reality. Like, if I want any of this to be different, I'm the one that has to make a change. I'm the one that has to step into, or just accept this is how this relationship is. This is what this scenario offers. And that resistance to it is, if I accept that, then somehow there's this almost acquiescing to I want it to be different. I don't want to be the one to have to do something different or be different. I want all of you to do something different and be different so that I can have what I want. And so I think part of the resistance to change is this weird, I have to accept reality as it is so that then the change that needs to come has to come from me. And so I think that prohibits people because they want everything else to change around them except themselves. And I think it goes to, instead of the fear of the unknown, it's the accepting that this is my reality. Has some sort of prohibiting impact on people.
You know, it's something you just said that I just started thinking about some folks that really struggle with this, is that fear of failure. It's that whenever things don't change, I know how to maximize my gifting, my skill set, my job. I know how to meet expectations so long as things don't change, right? If it's all in this box, I can master that. The idea of going beyond that says I'm at risk of failing. I'm at risk of not being able to measure up. And so I resist the changes because I've come accustomed to this box. I think that's another thing that I think may be present.
I think for me, what one thought that comes to mind, especially I was listening to you guys, is that we are constantly growing. If you are alive, you are changing and you are growing. You're changing, maybe not growing.
That may be true,
but you are changing. Of course, I think most people want to, be better. Continue to be better.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I think that's assuming a lot.
To be better says that I'm wrong today or that I don't know enough today.
It could be, right, and some people don't have the willingness to accept that.
I think oftentimes some of us are afraid to say, I might have been wrong yesterday. You know, the idea of like, you know what, today I know something I didn't know yesterday goes to say, well, I'm not trying to tell you I was wrong. I'm not, like, you ever get into an argument with that person that has such a difficult time either apologize or saying that they were wrong? It's because there's this thing of, what does it say about me if I was wrong? So the idea of like change says, what does yesterday say about me? Was I not good enough yesterday?
John, I have that problem.
Do you?
I do.
Interesting.
Wait, which one?
The one about saying I was wrong, apologizing. I'm not great at apologizing.
Okay.
I didn't know what, we're going to get
keeping it
candid here
100,
just to open up, but you know me, I am for
I love
transparency.
it. Yeah.
I have a hard time because I generally trust my good motive. My intention is always the best for some. I'm not really like narcissistic. Like, I'm not trying to get for me. So I have this sense of like, if I'm doing something for you, for anybody, like my motive and intent is good. And so if I am missing the mark, it's hard for me to go, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Because my motive was right.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm self-aware of that.
Yeah.
I have a deep belief in blind spots. And
In yours or others?
all around,
All of us.
all of
Yep.
the above. Like
Yep.
I am fully aware in a conversation that there are other people who always see things differently than me, first of all, but also they might see something, and that there always are people who see things better than I do, simply because of their perspective, their experience, the place they are in life. I can learn from anyone, and I'm aware, because I've been proven wrong enough in life, that I have blind spots, like always. They're always there. And so in circumstances where it's like I get it wrong, I know I can always have room to grow. And I guess I do give people the benefit of the doubt in assuming that people want to get better. But I also have worked with a lot of people who are in dire circumstances, addicted, have blind spots, and I always do hear, I want to get better. Like
I don't believe
do
it.
hear
I
it.
don't believe.
But I think
That's
I-
like saying
but
I want to be rich. I
believe that there is an innate desire, even in those people who are stuck in their own pits.
or unwilling to do what it
Or
takes to
unwilling,
get.
In a
that
ditch.
there is an inner desire, an aliveness, a humanness
Yes.
that says I want to grow. And I do think part of my job, even as a speaker, as a trainer, as someone who wants to help people in their day in and day out life, like that's part of what I do. Is I go, I know that is in you.
Yeah.
That
Here's ways you
desire,
can-
it's there, and I'm going to speak to it. I'm going to speak to that part of you and say there is more in you. There is more potential. There is more strength. There is more leadership. And that it's in that they can then make the changes necessary, even if they be just small little baby steps in that direction.
Well, I think there's an invitation that you're making where you're saying, I'm inviting you to grow. I mean, and inviting you to consider those things. I mean, we've all heard of this binary of having a growth mindset or a fixed mindset that recognizes if I have a fixed mindset, that means I can't fail. Because if I'm as good as it gets, I have to remain where I am. A growth mindset that says, man, I'm on a trajectory that's far above where I am right now. I think whenever we choose a fixed mindset, we are in danger of capping out early.
Yeah.
We are the law of the lid by Maxwell. Hey, guess what?
Number
It is.
one.
Hey, guess what? I as a leader, I am the lid to my organization. So if I have a fixed mindset, if I know it all, if I can't be told something new, if I can't change, then guess what? We are in trouble. Why? The market's too dynamic. There's too much disruption in all of our industries and sectors. And more importantly, the expectations of the people I lead, baby, they're not the same thing that they were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Certainly not.
So if we don't commit to the process of growth and the process of change, then we're in trouble. However, growth will cost you something. And most of us don't want to pay the piper. Anybody who's ever lost weight, saved money for a big goal, anybody who's made big change knows that you either pay the pain today or you pay the pain tomorrow, but you will pay the pain. And the truth is, when we're unwilling to pay, it doesn't matter how much we as speakers do, we are robbing people of the truth. And the truth is, hearing the message that change is possible is only the beginning. It is an invitation to discomfort. Every time I hear you speak is an invitation to discomfort, to face myself as I was 10 years ago. is uncomfortable because, man, I said some dumb stuff. Man,
I don't
that
believe
conversation with my wife, man, I said some dumb stuff. But I promised my wife one thing. I will fail forward. I will try not to make the same mistakes over and over again. But you better know, I'm going to make another type of mistake tomorrow. That conversation, an apology's coming. Why? Because I will learn this lesson, but the next one, it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
So you apologize easily.
Probably too much. In comparison to you, I probably apologize a
have
lot
to
more. Because, I mean, honestly, I have a lot of good intentions, but
Yeah.
I can offend people with my best of intentions. I remember telling my wife, we had a conversation about women in the workplace and the idea that we have a male-dominated environment. And she was in an environment where there were more women than men. And I'm like, what are you talking about? There's a male-dominated environment. There's 3 men. Well, I didn't talk about the fact that there was 3 doctors and everybody worked for the doctors. I refuse to acknowledge from her perspective because I sat there and said, my intent's good. Baby, I respect you. Baby, I think the most of you.
I was like, okay.
Baby, I see such and such and blah, 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 blah. And then one day she sat there and broke it down for me. I was like, oh, my good intentions for loving her are irrelevant if I choose not to sit as an empathizer. What does it look like from her perspective, not my own? And my intentions are
That's what
from
I'm-
my perspective, not her own.
That's right.
Yes.
And so I think even our good intentions leave room for us to say, you know what? I did not intend harm.
Right.
But,
I come
but-
around to that. I realize that.
but I think I come around probably even when I shouldn't. And I think that's those times when I will apologize and be like, you know what? Maybe I didn't need to say sorry. Maybe I should have said, thanks for patience with me.
So here's what I'm hearing when it comes to stop resisting change.
Come on, Monica, wrap it up for us. Let's bring it to a close.
I am hearing that we need to accept our blind spots.
Accept reality.
Accept reality.
That's right.
Accept
Okay.
reality. Accept blind spots.
Accept the unknown.
Accepting the unknown. Accepting our weaknesses. There's a lot of accepting going
a lot
on.
of accepting going on.
And that, I do believe, is the first step in order to stop resisting change. And after that, then it really is easier to implement new things when we accept, the ground that we are dealing with,
That's right.
like the foundation.
Yeah, the gift
And
of
then we get
imperfection,
to
baby.
plant new seeds, invest new things.
Keep
so
growing.
I would say that's how we conclude, is asking our audience here, what's one thing that you've had a difficult time accepting in your life that, if you will, then it allows you to be grounded at a place that you can then move forward? Because I think that lack of acceptance prohibits forward growth, motion, and then the change that we've started talking about.
This was
now.
really
So good.
interesting.
So
I did not know it
we
was
did
going to
not-
take that.
That's the beauty
It's
of these
perfect.
conversations.
It's great.
You might not know this, but these are not pre-scripted
No,
or
not
pre-planned.
even a little bit.
We just let conversation roll. So we want to invite you into the conversation. Share any thoughts or ideas or things you have about change, growth, acceptance, and any of the other things that we said today.
Yep.
Thank you so much.